Hey guys, it's Brett. I'm here with a preview video of the Fall TSV from HomeWorx by Harry Slatkin. HomeWorx was kind enough to send me these candles to share with you all. So there are 3 candles for the Fall TSV this year, and they are all 3 wicks. They usually do the TSVs in the 3 wicks. I know some people have talked about they wish they do 4 wicks, but still doing the 3 wicks. So maybe eventually they might do 4 wicks, but probably for the price value, they want to keep it to 3 wicks to keep the price at a decent value, because if it's going to be a 4 wick, it's going to be bigger and the price is going to go up. So you probably get a better deal price-wise for the value for today's special value TSV to have them at 3 wicks. So they probably just get a better price range at that point, I'm assuming is why they always do the 3 wicks. I personally don't mind their 3 wicks. I like their 3 wicks. I like 4 wicks too, but 3 wicks I like as well. And they're smaller, but I like both of them. So we have 3 different scents, like I said, and I'll just go ahead and start and show you what they are. These are all 3 wicks. They are 14 ounces, and the burn time is 20 to 40 hours on these 14 ounce 3 wick candles. First up, we have Deep Dish Apple Pie, and they are in the packaging very similar to the one last year. I think it's almost the same, if I remember correctly. The design might be a little different, but they're pretty similar. I don't have the one from last year. I could go back on my video and look and see, but I think it's pretty similar. The design might be a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. And then the gold lid here that has the design on the top as well with the Harry Slatkin monogram. Same design here that's on the side of the candle. This is 3 wicks and kind of almost a orange colored, yellow orange colored wax on this one. And Deep Dish Apple Pie reads gooey apple nectar, cinnamon, vanilla, and pie crust. Yes, so this one's so good. The best thing about this, there's a pie crust note to it. So good. Yes, I know a lot of people, including myself, were upset they had the was it the Dutch apple pie from last year? It said it had a pie crust note in it, but there was no pie crust note in it. On cold or even when burning, it still didn't have a pie crust note. This is a pie crust note in here. So yes, you definitely get the apple, you get the cinnamon, and you get the pie crust note. Yes, so gooey apple nectar, yeah, apple nectar, apples, you get that. Cinnamon, yes. Vanilla, maybe a touch, but not a lot of vanilla. And then pie crust, definitely, yeah. There's a pie crust. It's not like a super strong pie crust, but it's definitely in there. It doesn't overpower any other scents. It's not like overpowering the apple and cinnamon or anything, but it's definitely mixed in there with it. It's definitely there. So hopefully when it burns, that pie crust note will come out along with the apple and the cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, and it'll come off like a really nice deep dish apple pie. Because if it's deep dish, it's gotta have crust. So hopefully that crust note comes out. So fingers crossed, we get a pie crust with this one finally. So that is Deep Dish Apple Pie. Next up we have, oh, let's do this one. Golden Harvest Pumpkin. And this one, same design, but that one had like yellow orange wax. This has like a, well, that was more yellowish. This is orange on this one. That was like a darker yellow. This is like almost like a mustard yellow. This is orange. And it's got the same lid, and it's got orange wax 3 wicks. And this one reads whipped pumpkin, fresh cardamom, spiced maple rum, cinnamon, vanilla, marshmallow. Quite a bit. This one's good too. I like this because it's a little bit different. So, I mean, you definitely get the with the whipped pumpkin and the cinnamon, vanilla, marshmallow, you get that. Yeah, you can get pumpkin and you get the cinnamon, vanilla, and the marshmallow. Not a lot of marshmallow, but you do get a little bit in there. but you definitely get that cardamom, that fresh cardamom, and that spiced maple rum. Yeah, it's got a spiciness. I don't know if it's that cardamom or that rum that's in there that's making it different. That's what sets it apart, as opposed to being just like a pumpkin, like a whipped pumpkin, cinnamon, vanilla, marshmallow type of scent. It's a little bit different, I think, because of that cardamom and that spiced rum, that spiced maple rum. Yeah, there's a spice in here that's making it a little bit different, but I think I like it too. Yeah. Yes, it's like almost like an allspice tad quality to it, like the cardamom and like an allspice kind of spiciness in there. And then like a little bit of rum. Yeah, it's good. I'm excited, and I'm glad he did something different. It wasn't just the same old, like I said, pumpkin, cinnamon, marshmallow. It has that little bit of different quality to it. So I'm excited to try that one. And then last we have, oops, Crimson Leaves is the last in the set of 3 here for this TSV. And this has like a red, burgundy colored red color to it, along with the gold. And then the gold lid, 3 wicks, burgundy red colored wax. And this reads, freshly fallen leaves, mulled spices, golden persimmon, and fir needle. Okay, so this one is different. I'll just say that. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It's just not like it's not like anything I've smelled before. I just can't wrap my head around this one. Okay, so freshly fallen leaves. Not really. Not what I really consider fresh fallen leaves. You know, those crunchy fallen leaves scents that have that kind of, it smells like leaves, like fall, the leaves in the fall, that kind of earthiness. I don't really get. No, not much. Mulled spices? No, not really either. Golden persimmon. Yes, I can get a fruitiness to it. I do get like a fruitiness to this. So I do kind of get that. Fir needle? No, I don't get like a fir needle or a Christmas tree or anything like that either. If anything, I do get the golden persimmon, so I get like a fruitiness with like maybe a touch of like a mulled spice. Maybe like a light spice. It's like a light spiced fruity. It's like a very lightly spiced fruitiness to it. Kind of. It's so weird. I just don't know how I feel about this. It's just different. I don't know that I really like it or not, but I don't hate it. It's so hard to describe. It's definitely not like it's not like a fallen leaves, fir needle, really that spicy. Crimson leaves, you would think that would smell kind of different, more fall-like. Like I said, I could just get a lightly spiced fruit. Kind of. Yeah, so, not sure about this one. Very curious to see how this is when it burns, because on cold, it's just so different. Just not sure about this one. So, that is Crimson Leaves. On the fence about that one. Deep dish apple pie. I really like that one. It's got a good pie crust note to it. And we got Golden Harvest Pumpkin, which I really like too because it's different. It's got, yeah, it's good. I like that one. So that is the 3 candles for the Fall TSV. As of right now when I'm filming this video, sorry about the light, the sun's shining here and there's like a little glare in the middle of the screen. As of right now when I'm filming this video, I don't have any pricing information for this, so I'm recording this video ahead of time. So when I put this video up, if I find out any more information on prices or anything, I'll put it in the description box below. But as of right now, I don't know the price on this, and I don't believe that there is going to be any accompanying reed diffusers I don't think there's going to be any accompanying rediffuser with it, or any auto ship as well, because sometimes they'll have like a spring auto ship. You'll buy these and you can sign up for the auto ship, and they'll send you like a spring TSV auto ship. I don't believe there's one as of yet, but check the description box below, and if it changes, I will add that and tell you in the description box below if anything changes by the time this video comes up. Alright guys, so I want to add this on here. I have burned all the candles, so I want to do a little post-burn review on all three of these candles here. I've been burning them over the last week and a half or so. We've got these pretty early before they were released to try out for you guys. So I did my first impressions video before I burned them, then I burned them, and now I'm doing this video, last part of this for the video, to show you and tell you how they performed. And we still aren't allowed to talk about them yet as of the day I'm recording this video. Hopefully in a few days here we'll be able to post about them. We have to wait until they tell us we are able to. So I did do a little teaser in the Facebook group saying that you guys will love these, because I really do think you'll, after burning these, I think you will love them. At least two of them for sure. So I wanted to post about this and add this on here, because by the time this comes out, you will already, by the time you see this video, you already know about these scents anyway. I'm sure they'll be all posted on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about, let's go in the order that I talked about them, and I'll talk about how they burned. Deep dish apple pie. This one, love it. This one right here is worth the whole TSV right here. This thing is so good, and best part of it, the pie crust note comes out when it's burning. I'm so happy, because on coal sniff you heard me talk about that there was a coal or a pie crust note in here, but the big question is, did it come out when burning? Because we all know, like, Bath & Body Works warm apple pie is amazing. That's like one of my top apple pie fragrances. But that pie crust note doesn't come out when it's burning. It doesn't throw at all when it's burning, actually. It's super light. You can barely smell it when it burns. With the exception of the broom spray and like the wallflower, those throw really well. But the candle doesn't. This candle, however, does throw, and the pie crust note comes out. This one is so good. This right here is probably, right now, as of today, my favorite apple pie scent. Hands down, because that crust note, yeah, I mean, you totally get the apple, gooey apple nectar, you get cinnamon, you get the vanilla, pie crust. Don't get a whole bunch of vanilla, but just, yeah, apple, cinnamon, you know, you can get some nutmeg in there, all that good stuff, and the pie crust. Just good deep dish apple pie. So good. I wanted to compare it real quick, because people were talking in the HomeWorx Facebook group about spiced apple crumb, which I have right here. I have not burned this yet though, but based on cold sniff, I don't really get much of a crust note or anything in the spiced apple crumb. The spiced apple crumb says mixed apple, cinnamon, sugar, clove, and nutmeg. So it doesn't even have a crust or any kind of bakery note to it in the scent notes, but it says crumb in the name. Yeah, I definitely get the apple, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, everything. I definitely get the clove and nutmeg in there. It's really nice, but I don't get a big bakery-ness with this. I have heard, I think some people say that, I thought I heard people say that this did have a little bit of a bakeryness when it burned, but on cold sniff, I don't get a big bakeryness, so I'm curious how that will be when burning. But this one right here, on cold and when burning, it's definitely got that pie crust. So good. So yeah, this was amazing. Next up, I burned the golden, oh, let me talk about the burn, I forgot. So I'm almost done with it. It's about right down to here. It's probably got a couple more burns. Burned really good, except you can see here, it was slow to pull out, and it wouldn't pull out on this side right here. This side, I think, and then this side were slow to pull out, but finally this side will pull out, but then this side was just so stubborn, would not pull out. I even took a spoon one time and I like tried to like dig it out to scrape it down from the side and stuff, but then I burned it again the next time and it still would not pull out on that one side over here. I don't know why. I tried to bend the wicks over towards that side so that it would get hotter over there. I tried not trimming the wicks, you know, leaving them kind of long so it would get hotter and melt that down, but for some reason on that one side it just would not melt down. but it didn't affect the scent at all, or the throw, because the throw was amazing. I would say this was a good like 8.5 to 9 in my open concept even, and probably 8.5 open concept, 9 or so in the bedroom. Smaller bedroom, yeah, really good. And then we have the Golden Harvest Pumpkin. So I knew a lot of people will be happy about this too, because lots of people were saying in the Facebook group that they want pumpkin. They'll be happy with the TSV as long as it has pumpkin. So here you go. You're gonna be happy. And it's a good one too. Yes, when burning, so good. It's pretty much everything it was on Cold Sniff to me when burning. Kind of like the apple pie was, deep dish apple pie. It's got whipped pumpkin, yes, fresh cardamom, definitely, spiced maple rum, cinnamon, vanilla, marshmallow. So you get all of that. And I said on my Cold Sniff that I liked it because it was different because of that cardamom and then that spiced rum. When burning, I got more of the cardamom than I got the spiced rum. So I definitely say the cardamom came out more than the spiced rum did when burning. So it's not boozy at all because of that rum. Yeah, that cardamom though was so nice when it burned. It came out really good. So I basically mostly got that pumpkin, that whipped pumpkin, with the cinnamon and the vanilla and the marshmallow creaminess, and then that fresh cardamom, and then just a little bit of maybe of a spiced, little touch of like rum, but not very much. Definitely not boozy at all. Like I said, I smelled that more on cold than I did when it burned, but that cardamom came out really nicely when it burned, and it made it different, like I said, because it wasn't just your typical pumpkin with cinnamon, vanilla, and marshmallow type of fragrance that have been out many times. That cardamom added a little something different to it. It was good. Really nice. So yeah, I think you'll like this one as well. Those two right there are worth getting this TSV for, and I would definitely get both of those again, 100%. So Crimson Leaves. This one I told you I was on the fence about. When burning, it was nice, but still, I don't love it. Definitely don't hate it. It's okay. I got more of the earthiness when it burned. It's still not like a typical like the leaves type of candles you use. The crunchy leaves, those fall type of scents have a little bit of earthiness. It was a little bit different than that, but it's definitely kind of a little bit of earthiness. It's a different kind of earthiness than like the crunchy leaves type of earthiness. It's really hard to, this candle's so complex and hard to describe, but it did have a earthiness to it. And then that persimmon, that golden persimmon. So it's basically an earthy fruity candle, basically. I didn't get the fir needle. That didn't come out when burning. There was no kind of fir needle to me at all. But yeah, the mulled spices, not really either. It wasn't real spicy or anything either. No, just a little bit of an earthy fruity candle. It's like just earthy fruitiness. It's a little similar to some of the other candles they have that's been kind of earthy, but yet it's got a fruitiness with it, kind of. There's been like 3 or 4 other earthy candles you have that's been fruity. It's a little kind of like that, but yet different. But it's, I don't know, I'm curious to see what other people are going to think of this. So it was just kind of okay, but it was light. It was pretty light. Burned okay, burned really good. This one, oh, I forgot to talk about the burn on the pumpkin, on the Golden Harvest pumpkin. This burned really good too. It struggled to pull out too for a while. On the sides, it did the same thing, but finally, after so long, it did finally pull out all the way around. So, as opposed to the deep dish apple pie, it pulled out all the way around finally. The Crimson Leaves, it pulled out fine. It didn't have any problems at all. It didn't, you know, have trouble on the sides like those other two did. This one, for some reason, had no problems pulling out. So it's burned fine. I've only burned this one about halfway, almost halfway. And the pumpkin one, it's about down to here. So, yeah, this one burned fine. The Crimson Leaves burned fine. But the throw was really light. This is definitely the lightest out of the 3. This was probably about, gosh, I didn't talk about the throw on this one too. The Golden Harvest Pumpkin. This one was, it was a good, strong medium. I'd say about 7, 7.5 or so on the open concept, about close to 8 or so in the bedroom. And then Crimson Leaves, yeah, it was pretty light. Out in the open concept, I'd say like a 4. Yeah, it was pretty light. I didn't get much of anything out in the open concept. In the bedroom, maybe a 5. It was pretty light in there too. It's a lighter scent, definitely for sure. But it's okay, but it's just light too. Maybe if it was even stronger, I would like it, but it was just kind of okay scent, and then it was kind of light. So this is definitely my least favorite of the 3. But again, it's worth it for these 2. The Deep Dish Apple Pie and the Golden Harvest Pumpkin. Just for these 2, it's 100% worth getting this TSV, and I would totally 100% get these again. I love them, and I really think you guys will love this TSV, at least for those 2 anyway. Those are so good. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all in our next video. Bye.